Kindly mute your device, please. Somehow
Vasif, please start. Vasif, please start. Meenakshi.
I think she can't hear.
Yeah. Meenakshi Vasnik, ma'am. Let me call her.
Yes.
Hello. I can hear you, ma'am. Okay. Am I audible, ma'am? Okay. Okay. A very good morning to one and all. On behalf of Cluster Institutions, I, Dr. Meenakshi Vasnik, welcome you all on the online lecture series of BA Part 2, Semester 3, English Language, exclusively for Major Paper 5 and 6 subject, which is being organized by the Board of Studies, English Language, Rashtrasant Tukaroji Maharaj, Nagpur University, Nagpur, in collaboration with Manoharrao Kamdi Mahavidyalaya. Hello, can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Uh, yes, in collaboration with Manoharrao Kamdi Mahavidyalaya Nagpur, Rajkumar Kewalramani Kanya Mahavidyalaya Nagpur, Seth Kesarimal Porwal College Kamptee, and Mahatma Gandhi Arts and Commerce College Parseoni. At the very outset, I feel honored and privileged to welcome the organizer of the program, Honorable Chairperson of Board of Studies, English Language, and Principal of Rajkumar Kewalramani Kanya Mahavidyalaya Nagpur, Honorable Dr. Urmila Dabir Madam. I welcome you, ma'am, on this virtual platform. I heartily welcome Honorable Principal of Manoharrao Kamdi Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur, Dr. Usha Sakure, Madam. I welcome you, ma'am. I feel immensely honored to welcome the Principal of Seth Kesarimal Porwal College, Kamptee, Honorable Dr. Swapnil Dahat, sir. I welcome you, sir. I heartily welcome the Principal of Mahatma Gandhi College of Arts and Commerce, Parseoni, Honorable Dr. Lokchand Jadhav, sir. I welcome you, sir. I take this opportunity to welcome the coordinators of this lecture series, Dr. Madhavi Mohil, Madam, Dr. Renuka Roy, and Dr. Pramod Gode, sir. A special welcome to our enthusiastic students for whom this lecture series is being organized. We are indeed highly elated to have the masterminds behind this exclusive online lecture series, Honorable Dr. Urmila Dabir, Madam, Chairman, Board of Studies, English Language, RTMNU, Nagpur, and Dr. Usha Sakure, Madam, Principal, Manoharrao Kamdi Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur. I request Honorable Dr. Urmila Dabir, Madam, to address our dear students with your remarkable opening address. Over to you, Dabir, ma'am.
Thank you, Meenakshi. Uh, a very good morning to all. Dr. Sakure, Dr. Jadhav, Dr. Dahat, the resource person, Dr. Meenakshi, and all the cluster colleges and dear students. See, whatever new takes place, it is the duty of the Board of Studies to reach to the students and teachers as well. We have been organizing these online series from COVID times. But now I think it has become a necessity because we have to reach to the students who do not even come to the colleges. This is the scenario. And online series is essential because, there are so many teachers who participate and the students get a flair of different teachers here. So I think this online series is very, very essential from the point of view of NEP also and to reach to a larger number of students. We have colleges from Nagpur, we have colleges from Kamptee and Parseoni. So we are trying to reach not only the city students but the rural students also. I congratulate Usha for taking the initiative of organizing this particular series. And I think the students will be also benefited by that. We would love to have your feedback so that we can continue with our efforts to reach to larger number of students. I wish all the best for this online series. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Dabir Madam. You have always been a constant source of inspiration to us, and we would always look forward to work under your able guidance for the students' academic progression. Thank you very much, Dabir Madam. For the first session of this lecture series, we are indeed honored to have with us a highly dedicated, hardworking, and a dynamic resource person, Dr. Meenakshi Kulkarni Madam, who is currently working as an assistant professor at LAD and Srimati RP College for Women, Nagpur. With immense exultation, I welcome you, ma'am, in today's session. So, without much ado, we would move towards our presentation. I invite Dr. Meenakshi Kulkarni Madam to deliver her insightful presentation on Unit 1 entitled Skill Focus from Non-Textual under the subject Major Paper 5. Over to you, Kulkarni ma'am.
Thank you so much, Meenakshi ma'am. Can I please share my screen?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Thank you so much. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely visible.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone present here. I express my heartfelt gratitude for giving me the opportunity to be a part of this amazing online lecture series. And Revered Dabir ma'am, she has always worked for the students and always thought about the students, and NEP being student-centric, as she said in her opening remarks, that she wants not only the students of the colleges, city colleges, but even in the rural areas, we have to see to it that every one reaches. So I heartfelt thanks to Manoharrao Kamdi Mahavidyalaya, Mahatma Gandhi College, Parseoni, Rajkumar Kewalramani, and Seth Kesarimal Porwal College of Arts and Commerce, all the organizing colleges. Today, I'll be my lecture is divided in 3 parts: reading a story, A Day's Wait by Ernest Miller Hemingway, extempore speech, and drafting concise messages. Reading stories, they are very interesting. So I just wanted to ask you, why do we read stories? Stories give us a powerful and enjoyable way to develop language skills and expand vocabulary, to learn different types of sentence patterns, and also to express ourselves in different contexts. And we have to keep on reading, because language works in real life situation, and we get an exposure to wide human range of emotions like fear, joy, excitement, sadness, and it deepens our emotional intelligence and empathy. Nowadays, the Gen Z students, I'm so sorry to say, but they are not so much well versed with emotional intelligence and empathy. So reading stories, they will help that also. And it helps us connect with characters and their experiences, helps us express our own feelings. Feelings have to be expressed more clearly and thoughtfully. And we cannot just keep underwent the feelings. We have to express it. This way, reading helps us. So it gives us a wide exposure to the world, and it is really helpful. So the 4 skills, basically in NEP, we are targeting skills. So reading, writing, speaking, all these skills, they can come up with the help of reading. That is the mother of all the skills. Only when you read extensively, you can reach heights. So, in what way does reading stories help us connect with the world around us? Reading stories, apart from being an enjoyable activity, turns language into something alive and meaningful, and makes learning easy. Dada Dadi ki kahaniya we have heard, Since our young age, we have been listening to stories, reading stories, bedtime stories. So it helps us improve our language. And not only does it help us improve our language, we get to know the world around us. We get to know the various patterns which are happening around us, the cultures that also we get to know. So, just a brief thing about the various authors. Today, we'll just touch upon A Day's Wait by Ernest Hemingway. Basically, the theme of bravery, misunderstanding, and father son bond is there in this particular story. It's a story of only 3 pages. Gift of Magi by O. Henry. The theme of sacrifice and love with a very famous twist ending is there. The last leaf, which tells us about hope, sacrifice, and the power of narration, art. With the help of art, how can you give hope? The necklace, Guy de Maupassant, how pride, irony, that the girl who had taken the necklace, she gives away her entire life, repaying, try to give the necklace back to the lady from whom she had borrowed. So that means you should never borrow. The Happy Prince by Oscar Wilde, The Telltale Heart, Edgar Allan Poe, and again by Guy de Maupassant, A Piece of String, Suspicion, Irony, and our Indian authors, Kabuliwala, the great Rabindranath Tagore, Malgudi Days, various stories that we have learned by R.K. Narayan, The Blue Umbrella by Ruskin Bond, The Night Train by At Deoli by Ruskin Bond, and Do Balo Ki Katha Munshi Premchand, again by Munshi Premchand, Idgah. So why these stories
Yamuna madam,
are all...
sorry, Meenakshi. Yamuna madam, please mute yourself. Please mute yourself. Yamuna madam. Sorry, Meenakshi, please carry on.
Thank you. Why these stories are all-time favorites? Because they use simple, memorable language, easy to read, and it improves our vocabulary, and they carry universal themes of love, sacrifice, misunderstanding, pride, and kindness, and they connect the readers with human values, which is fast vanishing in today's world of AI. Today's human values has to be there. Only when that is there, we can really thrive. We can connect with people and provide us with real life lessons. There are basically 2 types of reading stories: silently and aloud reading. When we read in our mind without speaking, that is silent reading. The advantages are it fosters and helps build concentration. It is a reflective process which helps in comprehension. We can understand the text better, and it improves definitely our vocabulary, and we can become more imaginative, and it also helps in critical thinking and mental imagery. You picture the scenes in your head, and it is definitely good for self-study and exams and personal enjoyment. The story that we are going to take is Hemingway, A Day's Wait. Silently you can read it, and you can focus on the father-son emotion and understand the subtle tension which the son has when he got to know that he has temperature of 102 degrees. And the advantages of speaking aloud: it improves pronunciation, fluency, and expression, helps remember the story better because you hear and say the words, more engaging for group activities, storytelling, or classroom reading. That is a must. In classroom reading, we can't just read silently. Some students, they might be very naughty, because students are definitely students. They will say that we are reading, but we don't know whether they are really reading the story. So it's better in a classroom activity we read it aloud. For example, reading Tagore's Kabuliwala, it brings aloud the emotional tone and makes the dialogue feel alive. The dialogue between the Kabuliwala and the little girl, their special bond, that also can be seen. Then basically, silent reading is for understanding, speed, and imagination, and loud reading is for practice, expression, and sharing with others. So, features of a story are, in any story, the character, the setting, the conflict, the plot, the theme, and the tone. All these aspects are the features and they are very important. Shats, a 9-year-old boy, he is the main character. His father is the supporting character. Shats shows bravery while he quietly believes that he will die because he overheard the father and the doctor. The doctor said that he has a temperature of 102 degree Fahrenheit, and he there was a misunderstanding and he thought that he's going to die. The setting is that the story takes place in Shad's home during a winter day. The father goes outside for hunting, showcasing a countryside background. And the inner conflict is that Shad thinks that he will die because his fever is 102 degree Fahrenheit, which he confuses with 44 degrees centigrade. He struggles, that struggle, internal conflict, struggle silently with the fear of death. The plot is that Shad falls sick. That means he's got fever of 102 degrees Fahrenheit. Doctor says he's got the fever. Shad misunderstands and waits calmly for death. Then the father explains Fahrenheit versus Celsius, and Shad relaxes and recovers. When he gets to know the miscommunication which he had between Fahrenheit and degree versus Celsius. So then he understands that he is not going to die, so he is happy. Bravery, the theme is bravery in the face of fear, misunderstanding, and communication, and parent child love and reassurance. The tone is calm, simple, and understated. Hemingway avoids drama, making Schwartz's quiet courage more powerful. Basically, from 9 a.m. to 12 noon, he is under the impression, he is thinking that he is going to die. So now what? My end is coming near. A 9-year boy thinks that. Then story length. Stories come in many lengths, from a very few words to full length novels, and each format influences shows we read and respond to them. Shoo, very short format. It's a story of just 6 words: for sale, baby shoes, never worn. These 6 words, they convey very powerful emotion in a very brief space. These stories rely on suggestions, minimalism, and reader interpretation. They are so condensed, like this particular story. That means the mother, she was the expectant mother. She was very happy that the baby is going to come, but then she never had the baby. So it has a very sad note to this story. This particular story of 6 words: for sale, baby shoes, never worn, and very powerful emotion, sad emotion it conveys. And they are so condensed, readers tend to pause and reflect deeply, often reading them more than once to fully grasp the message. If you just read it for the first time, for sale, baby shoes, never worn. So you might be able to understand, you might not. But then the second reading, third reading, when you reread it, then you understand the depth of it. Very sad story. Reading styles also vary with story length and purpose. Dramatic reading, typically used for short stories or spoken performances, brings text to life through voice, intonation, and pace. It is often used with poetry, dialogues, or short narratives, where every word carries weight. These readings demand emotional expression and performance skills. Stories are usually shorter than novels and can be read in one sitting. As the way we were discussing, Hemingway's A Day's Wait, it's a very short story of 3 pages, and this makes it direct, powerful, and easy to grasp. Short length forces the author to focus only on the main event and emotion. Short's misunderstanding and how he deals with his internal conflict, and no necessary details are provided, only the essential characters, setting and conflict is there in the particular short story above example of Hemingway's A Day's Wait. Then silent reading, internal reflection is more common with longer stories read silently. Readers immerse themselves in the characters, experience, and connect them to their own thoughts or memories. Suppose you are walking down the beautiful garden, and then you are reading a story, similar story. You go back down the memory lane. Yeah, once last winter, I was walking down the beautiful garden, and then it comes back as a beautiful memory. So it's a quieter, more introspective engagement. Then, again, about reading style, best for short stories, silent reading and aloud reading used in classrooms reading it aloud highlights tone and pause, especially Shah's calm but fearful dialogue. And Hemingway's style, it is simple sentence, plain words, no complex description. An iceberg technique is used by Hemingway. Much is left unsaid. Readers sense deeper meaning behind simple words. And then the calm tone is there. Even in serious situation, he avoids exaggeration. Then the story versus plot. A story is the chronological sequence of event. It gives the full scope of the events, including background details that may not be there in the plot. And in silent reading, it helps the reader visualize and understand the big picture, while when reading aloud, the emotional context can be expressed through the tone. The falling and dropping down of the tone is very important in loud reading. These components are there in the plot. The beginning introduces characters, setting, and the main situation. Like these two characters, Shats and his father, these two are there. Then the climax, the most intense or dramatic point where the main problem reaches its peak. And then the resolution, the ending, where the conflict is solved. We'll take this particular story, which we have, everyone must have heard about the three little pigs. Beginning is three pigs build house, one of straw, one of sticks, and one of bricks. Climax is that the wolf blows down the first two houses and tries to blow the brick house. The resolution is that the wolf fails. The pigs are safe inside the brick house. So these three things, beginning, climax, and resolution, is there. Story versus plot. Story is the raw sequence of event. What happens? Example, a boy gets lost in the forest, meets a wolf, and is rescued by the villager. The plot is how these events are arranged and presented to the reader with cause and effect. He keeps on doing it. He feigns that he is meeting the wolf. Once he is rescued, second time he just says that there is a wolf, there is a wolf. The villagers, they come running to his rescue, but there was no wolf. Then ultimately, finally, when he meets a wolf, no one comes to his rescue. So this is the plot. The cause and effect, link, suspense, flashback, twist, all these things are seen in the plot of the story. Then understanding structure while reading. Understanding the difference between story and plot helps reader make sense of narratives and improves both aloud and silent reading experiences. A story is the chronological sequence of events, what happens and with whom it is happening. It gives the full scope of events, including background details that may not be there in the plot. We've just seen how silent and loud reading can be there. Silent reading, in your mind's eye, you develop the big picture, and reading aloud gives you, makes you more emotional, and which helps you express through your tone, rising, falling tone. So the elements of reading and their application, story, the definition is there. The events are there in the chronological order. Silent reading helps you understand context and the flow. Reading aloud express emotion with clarity. When you come to the plot, the definition is structure of events in the narrative, interpret meaning, follow the arc, adjust pacing and dramatic delivery, and the purpose is that it adds depth and understanding. Silent reading helps enhances comprehension, and reading aloud improves expressive reading. Now we come to the second part, which is extempore. Extempore means, suppose I have this this is a very handy thing, and I tell you, on the spot you have to just speak, and I give you no time for preparation. uh, this water bottle is there, anything, this particular bag. So the students can be given such thing, this they would love to perform, speak on their phone, because their entire life depends on this particular handset. So, extempore means speaking or performing without prior preparation. You are not even given any time to prepare, not even seconds. You are just handed over this or this. This is a key, and you can just speak about the lovely keychain, anything. And you are told you have to speak on it. You have to remember one basic golden rule, which is applicable for a story, for an essay, for a speech, introduction, body, and conclusion. So, extempore as a skill, it tests not only the speaker's fluency and clarity of thoughts, but also their ability to think at the drop of the hat. You have to be alert mentally. Extempore is a valuable tool to access communication, as it allows individuals to express their thoughts spontaneously without prior preparation. It tests clarity of ideas, quick thinking, and fluency of language. Definitely fluency of language. I can You can just take my word, it comes through reading, while also building confidence. So once you read, you can get fluency of language, and then you can just speak on anything in your vicinity which you have been given the topic on. By encouraging spontaneity and presence of mind, extempore improves both verbal and non-verbal communication skills, making it an important practice for effective interaction in academic, professional, and real life situations. So you can just have the teachers, the cluster of college teachers, you all can just make it a exercise on a weekly basis. That I know the courses are very huge, but then extempore speech can be taken once a week, and the students can be given just some topics, they can be written in a chit and they can be given, so they can definitely interact academically, professionally, and once they clear the college, they go to the real world. They'll be facing uh, the interview techniques. So there also they can just perform very well. The stages of extemporary speech, the topic reception, and quick brainstorming. When you are given a topic, suppose this is a very important thing for people who are in their midlife. Without the spectacles, they can't see, they can't read the books, so it is very essential. So you can just give it to them, and then the moment you get the topic, they you yourself can take 30 seconds to jot down, not in a piece of paper but mentally, notes. So you can quickly ask yourself, what is the definition, why is it important, and can I give examples? You need not give the definition of a spectacles, but why is it important? It gives you a better vision, you can read better, and you can give examples. Then you have to structure your speech. 15 to 20% can be the definition, or you can start with a quote, a short story, or a rhetorical question. The body can have 60 to 70%. You can just have 2 to 3 points. You cannot just make a jargon. You have to have everything logically kept right in front of you. The cause and effect, the advantages, the disadvantages, past, present, future, etc. All these things, and then the conclusion, 10 to 15% of it. Summarize the key points and end with a strong statement, moral, or looking forward to some thoughts, take home thoughts. Then delivery. Speak clearly. Don't eat up words. Each and every word, we were taught in a convent school that word endings matter. And you can't go at Rajdhani speed. You have to be moderate. The pace should be, how you are speaking has to be moderate. You have to maintain eye contact. Even when you are in an online session like this, try to you just assume that you have a student, the audience are there in front of you, 100, 200 students from different colleges, and try to see eye to eye in the camera and use natural hand gestures and avoid fillers like after some people have this habit of do you know it is correct, do you know that, huh, yeah, we know that, that is why we are here. So you need not repeat certain words again and again, and keep your tone confident. That is very important. Whenever you are giving a speech, keeping your tone confident, that is very important and varied. Ups and downs, that intonation, fall, that has to be there. It can't be flat. If I just read this, speak clearly and at a moderate pace, maintain eye contact, use natural hand gestures, avoid fillers like pause instead, keep your tone confident and varied. I'm sure everyone will leave it because this is very important. The content definitely matters, but your hand gestures and your voice modulation definitely matter. And time management. Total speech time is usually, suppose if you have been given 2 to 3 minutes, you can't exceed that. Divide it roughly for 2 to 3 minutes, 30 seconds for introduction, 1.5 to 2 minutes for the body, and 20 to 30 seconds for the conclusion. And if running out of time, you can definitely skip the minor points and move on to the conclusion, because you never want a crash landing. Then, what are the challenges while delivering an extemporary speech? If you are not well prepared, if you don't have any time to plan or rehearse, make organizing ideas, then it will be difficult. Then stage fear The moment you come out of your mother's womb, you have this thing, various topophobia, stage fear, nervousness. So which leads to anxiety, and that may lead to stammering, shaky voice, or you might forget points. Then time management issue. If you are speaking for the first, second, you are a novice, you are speaking for the first time, then you spend too much time on just one section, and then you just want to rush towards the end. Then you will have a crash landing. Anyways, you have to have a smooth takeoff, then the flight, and then proper landing, not crash landing. You can't lead. You have to give your audience take home message and limited content knowledge. If that is there, then you will definitely struggle with the topic when you are certain things are unfamiliar. If you have limited vocabulary, you find yourself difficulty in expressing your thoughts. Uh, Hmm. Why? Because you don't have the proper words, and the words will come to you naturally once you read. So, reading is the most important skill. LSRW. The first is reading. When you read, uh, initially it is listening. When you listen, only then you are able to speak. Then, when you read, then you are able to write. So, possible challenges, you lose track of the topic because you are nervous, you are going off point or digressing due to nervousness. You are not maintaining the structure, ideas may come scattered because it's not in a proper flow, and that is why you keep on repeating and handling unexpected topics. uh, when you are outside your comfort zone, when you have to say something about rocket science which is not your forte, then it's something very abstract for you, very technical for you, so, and it is out of your comfort zone, then you will never be able to deliver. Then audience engagement is very important in a speech. It's hard to maintain eye contact, body language, and a confident tone without preparation, or it comes with over the years of practice and pressure of spontaneity. You think and speak at the same time while you are feeling overwhelmed. Then, strategies to deliver an extempore speech. Understand the topic clearly, listen carefully, identify the key words, and mentally rephrase it in your own simple language. Don't try to just have a showcase, bombastic words. Whatever you are comfortable with, use that sort of a language. You need not be Shashi Tharoorji. Whatever you are comfortable, be in your comfort zone and speak. Think in structure. Don't jump straight into speaking. Organize. First, you have to plan. Whenever you plan something, only then you'll be able to deliver into introduction, body, conclusion. And use the past, present, future approach. A quick universal framework that works for almost any topic, and start with an impact. See, when you the way you start your story or your speech, if you start in a very limpy way, then you will not be able to grab the attention of the audience. And attention seeking thing should be there. So you have to leave an impact. First impression is the last impression that really matters. Then take a stand, clearly express your viewpoint, whether you agree, disagree, and this can give you a directly in your speech. Then you have to give examples, connect abstract ideas with real life situations, stories, or comparisons. This is how reading different stories will uh, improve your oeuvre and then that is why your reading will help you. Then you'll on and off without, as you breathe normally, you'll be able to give examples, and you have to stay calm and breathe. Use short pauses to think. It sounds natural and prevents filler words like and definitely you have to maintain eye contact and use a steady voice and keep gestures which are natural. So the basic mental formula, you have to structure it in your mind, book, okay, put it in a proper way, stand properly and support with some examples, breathe. That means you have to speak confidently and then you continue. This is there in your book, this particular book which you are going to refer, Enduring Edges, Enhancing Soft Skills and Language Skills for Career Readiness. So, extempore speech. Social media, the topic is social media, a double-edged sword. The introduction, you can say, Abraham Lincoln once said, the best way to predict the future is to create it. In many ways, social media has become the tool through which our future is shaped. It connects billions of people across the globe, but it is like a double-edged sword. It can both empower and harm. So this is how, in a very short way, you have just introduced the topic. Then the bottom. Past, present. Earlier, communication was slow and limited to letters, newspapers, face-to-face interaction. Social media transformed this by breaking barriers of distance and time. We had that postcard, we had those inland letters, which would take minimum 6 to 7 days to be delivered from one city to the other. And then Chitti Hai, Chitti Ai Hai, that particular famous song. It's really amazing. So now we have broken the barriers of distance and time. Now we just send emails. It hardly takes 30 seconds. And the present. Today it offers immense benefits. Instant news. News travel faster than lightning. Awareness campaign. Business opportunities. And a platform for self-expression. For example, small entrepreneurs can now reach customers through Instagram, WhatsApp. These young students, the girls, boys, they follow Insta. My students and my students never tell me, but my children, they tell me that, Mama, you are using Instagram, you are not using Instagram, you are using Facebook, you are outdated. But then now, Insta is the new thing where you can just put your reels. And flip side, yet the same tool can spread misinformation, cyberbullying. See, as he said that it can both empower and harm. So in case misinformation can be spread, cyberbullying is there, it is addictive. These students, these youngsters, Gen Z, they get addicted. They are up throughout the night. They are there till 3, 4 a.m. addicted, sending messages because FOMO is there. They don't want to lose out on anything. They want everything to be, they want to like, dislike, they want to share their comments. And when the loss of privacy, fake news during elections, or the rise of online scams shows how dangerous misuse can be. In analogy, it is like a knife, useful in the kitchen, but harmful in the wrong hands. Conclusion. Therefore, social media is truly a double-edged sword. The challenge is not whether it is good or bad, but how wisely we use it. If we hold the handle carefully, it becomes a tool of progress. If not, it cuts deep into the fabric of society. So we have to use it very carefully, very meticulously. We can't just malign anyone's character. We just for the sake or the fun of it, we have to be uh, very open and very ensure privacy, ensure that we never hurt anyone's sentiment, and we have to use social media. Everyone is using it, but we have to use it very wisely. The other example which was given in the book was silence. Introduction, it is often said that silence speaks when words can't. If I'll just give you the example of a classroom. If you keep on nowadays, no one just bangs on the table with the duster because we write on the smart boards. Silence. We just, even if we enter the classroom, and it's a very unruly class, we just go and stand there. The teachers go and stand there. That means disapproval. We show our disapproval that it's a very unruly class. The class is making a lot of noise. So what are we supposed to do? We just keep quiet unless and until you say something. You keep quiet, we'll not say anything. So silence is not just the absence of noise. It is a powerful form of communication in itself. Sometimes silence can heal, sometimes it can hurt. When for 45 minutes or for an hour you just don't speak a word, the teacher, so it will definitely hurt the sentiments of the students, and at times it says more than 1,000 words. This can be there only for 20 to 30 seconds. The body, the past, in ancient traditions, sages and monks valued silence as a path to wisdom. They kept on sitting silently. Even now, we are told to, because we are having monkey mind, we are having so much in the mind, 10, 20 things are there. We don't complete one particular thing, we jump to the other. So we have to just sit with ourselves for 10 minutes every day. And they believe, the monks, they believe that when the tongue rests, the mind awakens. This is very important. In the present situation, in our modern noisy world, silence has become rare, yet it plays a crucial role. A moment of silence is observed to honor heroes. Silence in conversation conveys respect or even disapproval, and in relationships, silence often communicates emotion that words fail to express. Then the analogy can be given, silence is like a pause in music. Without it, the melody would lose its beauty. And then how it stands out. While too much silence may often create misunderstanding or loneliness, chosen silence brings clarity, peace, and strength. So, how you will conclude it in 20 to 30 seconds? Silence, therefore, is not emptiness but power. It teaches us to listen, to reflect, and to connect with ourselves. In a world full of voices, silence remains the loudest language of the soul. Now we come to the third part of our lecture today, drafting concise messages and dialogues. As I said previously in the second part, communication is very important. It is the pulse point of any relationship. Communication is not about using big words or speaking for a long time. It is about making your point clearly, quickly, and with a purpose. In interviews, meetings, or even simple conversation, people remember what is clear and concise. अगर आप गोल 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 जलेबी समान उसको लपेटोगे, so it will not be clear. It will be very much not understood. Long, confusing answers can lose attention, but short and structured messages show confidence. Today, we look at some easy way to draft concise dialogues so you can express yourself better in interviews, presentations, meetings, and customer interaction. Whatever is asked to you, just give the answer to that only in interviews while you are presenting. Don't try to beat round the bush. So, the importance of concise communication is that it saves time. People have very short attention span. When you clearly point to the point, you hit the bullseye. It prevents repetition and confusion. Then it also builds confidence. Speaking briefly and to the point shows that you know the subject. If you don't know the subject, you will try to beat around the bush. Then it improves understanding. Simple structured messages are easier to follow and remember. Professional impression in interviews, meetings, or customer talks, concise answers look polished, reduces miscommunication, less chance of being misunderstood when words are precise, and it also increases impact. A short, strong message is more powerful than a long example. The long one, I'm just referring this. I think maybe if we try to look into this idea further, it could possibly help the project. You can understand that you are talking something about the project. But if you say this way, this idea can improve the project. Let's explore it. You are being concise, you are being brief, and you are absolutely hitting the nail. That is very good. Barriers to concise communication. Overthinking, adding too many details or explanation. Then fear of being misunderstood leads to repeating or over explaining. Lack of clarity. Unclear ideas make messages long and confusing. Emotional interference, because if you are nervous or frustrated, that means emotionally, if you are not stable, then that is also a barrier to concise communication. Poor structure. If you have just jotted down random points and if they are not in logical order, then definitely it will confuse the listener. Then, if you are using complex or bombastic jargon words, it will the audience will not be glued to their seat. They'll definitely lose attention. Then, if you have the habit of talking too much, if you are not able to explain properly, naturally, then that it will lose the hold. That should not happen. Redundancy. If you are repeating the same point again and again, you are wasting time, and it is a major barrier to concise communication. And irrelevant details, adding unrelated information distracts from the main message. Suppose we just had Visarjan, so you have to inform the students that we are going to go to some um, artificial tank and help in the Nirmale collection. So if you say, see, we are really having a lot of problem these days. People throw garbage in the bins. Garbage is okay, but the flowers which we offer to the gods, goddesses, that should not be thrown in the bin, or it should not be thrown in the lakes or water bodies. You're not giving them the proper message. You just have to tell your students that for Nirmale collection, we'll be working with NMC, Nagpur Municipal Corporation, we'll be collecting the Nirmalya. And what we are going to do, we can inform them later. We are supposed to meet in college at 8 a.m. Go collect and come back. That's it. So the main message, we are not, if we just tell them so many things, it will make them all the more confused. So main message has to be given that the students are supposed to meet at the quadrangle, and then from there we will either walk down or we will hire one mini bus and go to Futala tank or some artificial tanks where the collection centers are there. That's it. So we have to be very uh, lucid with our words. The main message has to be passed when we are giving them. Proper communication has to be there. So the key point has to be there, and action. The action that we are doing for Nirmalya collection. That means somehow we are saving the environment. It is an environment friendly drive that we are taking. So we'll take some short message formats. Emails, as I said, in our times we would write big inland letters, then small postcards we would write. So that will take some time, say 10 to 15 minutes to write the inland message, or you write a letter in one piece of paper, fold it, put it in an envelope, and then write a proper message to the sender, the receiver, all that you have to mention. But over here in the mail, you are only supposed to know the mail address and the subject, the key point, whatever action you are supposed to, you want from the person whom you are sending the mail. Suppose the subject is project update. The report is ready. Please review by 5 p.m. It is so simple. Then text instant message. You can send a WhatsApp message. Hi Ravini, meeting starts at 3 p.m. Like I got a message from Meenakshi Vasnik madam that I have to join the session, the Google Meet by 9:45. So I joined. Then meeting updates. Headline, whatever the headline is there, and key information next. That is the example is that 15% of this month focus on region B. Next week we'll see how we can improve. Then customer communication, structure, emphasize, clarify and resolve. Sorry, the example is that, sorry for the delay. Can you please share your order ID? I'll fix this today. Tips for all the formats that we have seen: mails, official message, text or instant message, meeting updates, status reports. It has to be short. Keep it KISS, that is keep it short and sweet. KISS, KISS, the acronym, and avoid repetition. Just stick to 1 or 2 points per message. What are the do's? Keep sentences short and clear. Focus on 1 or 2 points. Don't increase it. 8, 9 points if you mention, then the main thing which you want to deliver, that will be lost somewhere. Use active voice. Please review. Instead of saying it is requested, just say please review. Start with a purpose, update, request, reminder, and end with the next step or action. Don'ts in the messages: avoid long paragraphs, don't include irrelevant details, avoid jargon or complex word, don't repeat points unnecessarily, don't ramble or over explain. Just in 1 or 2 sentences you can do it. So the quick tip is that before sending or speaking, ask, is this message clear, brief and actionable? If it is there, only then go ahead with it. So I'll just give you some formats of short messages: email, structure, subject, greeting and key point, action and closing, and your signature. Okay, subject is assignment submission. As the teachers now, after finishing their course, they will be like, today I had 2 classes in the morning, so I just told them, now it is submission time. You have to even the portion which I have not completed, I gave them just the topics, the questions, because they have to submit assignments. Just write it down, so that once we complete, definitely we are going to complete the course, so please submit your assignment by end of this month, or a date will be given that will be more appropriate. Thanks, and you have to mention your name. That's it. Okay, this is email, memorandum. The structure will be to and from, date, subject and message. Again, to all staff, it's inside our office. So from admin office, date is, because yesterday I was making it, so it came 7th September. It is 8th today, 8th September. Subject is meeting schedule. Okay, so it is regarding a meeting which is scheduled for that particular date, and then you have to mention the time also. So then it is circulated inside the office, the memorandum. Then notice, structure, again heading, purpose, details, date, time, signature. Example, notice, library will remain closed on 10th September for maintenance, or you will not be allowed to use the basketball court as some repair work is being held. Something like that. Reminder. Structure, greeting, reminder, again the date, time, action, closing. Hi team, reminder, submit your project report by 5 p.m. today. Thanks, manager. Short and simple, you have to keep it. Then announcement. Structure, heading, again the key information, action, next step, and the date. Example, annual sports day will be held on 15 September 2025 at 9 a.m. in the school ground, college ground. All students must assemble by, because the sports day will start at 9 a.m. So you are supposed to assemble by 8:45 a.m. Signed by the principal. Okay. So the tips for all short messages, it has to be clear and concise. You have to include only relevant details and mention who, what, when, where, clearly, absolutely clearly, and end with the action or signature. You have to take certain action. Suppose like we had the Nirmala drive. So the action is that we request you not to throw plastic in the, even in the artificial ponds which were erected by the authorities, administration, NMC. Now let's go on to the next part, which is dialogue. Dialogue is a short exchange between two or more people, and again, just like short messages, it should be clear, purposeful and concise. And it can be used in interviews, meetings, customer interaction, and even in role play. Role plays are really my favorite and my students' favorite too. I give them situations and they love enacting it. The key features is that it is direct and to the point. We use simple words. The students, they come up with, if I do it in groups, I tell them to use one word. One group will come up with one new word and then they use it. It should be relevant to the context, natural flow, like, or if you are reading, no, it should not be like that. It should be like natural conversation. If you are talking with your friend, the way you talk with your friend, it is natural. With your parents, so it should be something like that. Example, interviewer, tell me about your strength. The candidate will say, I'm good at teamwork, problem solving and meeting deadline. The manager asks, "Are we ready with the client report?" The team member will say, "Yes, draft completed, sending for review today." The customer interaction, in different settings we are taking it. The examples: customer, my order is delayed. Can you help? Yes, I'll check right now. Could you share your order ID, please? So, the features of a good dialogue: it should be clear, that is simple, easy to understand, no confusing or vague words, relevant. It should be at the center of the topic, avoid extra or unnecessary details, and it should flow naturally. Conversation sounds smooth and realistic. Each response connects to the previous one. Proper logical flow should be there. And the tone should match the situation. I'm very happy that I met my friend after a long time. Is it going with the tone? No. I'm very happy that I met my friend after 30 years. This is the tone should match the situation. And it should be polite and respectful. You can never be rude. Okay? Some examples. Actually, sir, I was just wondering if maybe I could, explain my skills a little more, because I think I'm sort of good at teamwork. No, all this, no one is interested. My strength is teamwork. I enjoy collaborating to achieve results. That's it. Then contextual appropriateness and clear expression. It is meaning choosing the right tone, language, and style depending on the situation and audience. Informal contexts such as interviews, meeting, or presentations, communication should be polite. Very important. That is the crux, keyword, and professional. While in informal context with friends or peers, it can be simple and relaxed. Avoiding filler words and focusing on clarity and relevance helps in listeners staying engaged and ensures the message is delivered efficiently and professionally in any setting. Let's see this formal versus informal communication. The tone, informal context, that is an interview or meeting, should be polite, respectful, and professional. Informal with friends and peers, it can be friendly, relaxed, and casual. The language, informal context, that should be complete, no slang words to be used. And in informal context, short forms, slangs, every day chalta hai. But the style, informal context, has to be structured, clear, and focused. In an informal context, it has to be free flowing, spontaneous. Example: informal context: good morning, thank you for this opportunity. Hey, what's up? In an informal context. Example 2: the report will be submitted by 3 p.m. In an informal context, the same thing, I'll send it to you by 3. So, the last, we are coming to the conclusion of the lecture: editing and revising for consciousness. Checklist has to be maintained. Remove repeated words, ideas, cut irrelevant details, replace long phrases with short words. Due to the fact that we need not mention so much, you can just use because. Check each sentence. Does it serve a purpose? Keep one idea per sentence. And peer review tips: ask, is the message clear and easy to follow? Highlight any long or confusing sentences. Suggest where fewer words could work. And take a short break before revising. Read once for content. Again, for clarity, use bullet points if sentences are too long. And when you are reading aloud, catch awkward phrasing or filler words. If you run out of breaths when the sentences are too long, check if it sounds natural and clear. Thank you. Any questions? I'll stop share my screen.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I think we will forward your mobile number in the WhatsApp group if students will have any queries. They may call you or you can put your email ID, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes, Meenakshi, ma'am.
I'll just
Hello.
I'll
Yes.
I'll just
Um, ma'am, later you can put it down. They will be asking after your post presentation also because we are running with time. Yes, ma'am. So thank you very much, madam, for your valuable
I've
insight.
just yeah, I've
Yes, ma'am.
just
Thank you
posted.
so much. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. So
Thank you so
your
much for giving me the opportunity.
thank you, ma'am. So your sincere endeavor to conduct today's session and a very meticulously designed presentation would really help our students to understand today's lesson in simplified way. So thank you very much, ma'am, for your valuable and insightful presentation. Thank you so much, ma'am. So, dear students, for the you may leave the meet, ma'am, or you can continue. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Leave,
So,
Meenakshi ma'am.
yeah,
Can I leave?
you may leave.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, you can.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. For the second session, we are highly elated to have amongst us a very resourceful and a hard-working person, Dr. Rizala Ashmi ma'am, who is currently working as a professor at Seth Kesarimal Porwal College, Kamptee. Madam has achieved numerous accomplishments throughout her career, which includes the UGC sanctioned minor research project. Madam has 4 edited books to her credit. Madam has delivered lecture in refresher courses organized by various universities. Madam has been instrumental in organizing many conferences as an organizing secretary. We welcome you, ma'am, in today's session. Uh, yes, Visala, ma'am. Today, Madam will enlighten our student by her thought-provoking presentation on the topic "The Night Train at Delhi" by Ruskin Bond, taken from Unit 2, Pro section of Major Paper 5 subject. So, over to you, Dr. Visala, ma'am.
Thank you so much for the nice introduction, Meenakshi Madam. A very good morning to all of you present here. I take this opportunity to congratulate the Board of Studies English Rashtra Sant Tukolji Maharaj, Nagpur University, Nagpur, who in collaboration with 4 esteemed institutions of Nagpur and Kamptee have organized the online lecture series on BA second year semester 3 English language major paper 5 and 6. A big thank you to the respected organizers, Dr. Dabir Madam, Dr. Sakure Madam, Dr. Dahat Sir and Dr. Jadhav Sir, and the coordinators for making me a part of it. Thank you so much. So dear students, let us start with the lecture on the night train at Delhi by Ruskin Bond, a poignant short story. Okay, so kindly allow me to share my screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, is it visible?
Yes, it's processing, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Maximize your PPT from your desktop.
Yes, ma'am, is it visible?
Pragati, is it visible? One second, ma'am.
Ma'am, shall I share it once again?
Yes, reshare it again, ma'am. And just maximize your PPT from the down part of your laptop.
Yes,
Yeah, yes, that one. Yes, now it's visible.
it's visible.
Yeah. Now go to slideshow
Yeah, yeah.
from the beginning now. It's absolutely right now. Yes. Please go on.
Is it okay, ma'am?
Yes, yes, it's okay.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. So, well, dear students, you can see a train, and the title of the short story itself is The Night Train at Delhi. So, so we'll be speaking on the journey of the train and the short, sweet, poignant story written by the celebrated author Ruskin Bond. So, well, dear students, I myself, like, I have often marveled at how a train journey can be so much more than just a mode of transport. Trains are like time machines. They whisk you away from your routine and plunge you into a parallel universe. This journey is where the mundane meets the miraculous, and so shall you find when you venture in the world of Ruskin Bond's Night Train at Delhi. Ruskin Bond transports us to remote railway station in the heart of the Indian Himalayas. It's a place where life moves at a slower pace, where the air is crisp and tinged with the scent of pine, and where the mountains loom like ancient sentinels. It's a place that, for young Ruskin Bond, holds the promise of adventure and the sweet pang of a forbidden romance. Innocence is a hallmark of Bond's writing, and it shines through the story's narrator, a college boy, all of 18 years old, traveling back to his hometown. His naivety is palpable as he gazes out of the train window, eager to behold the breathtaking scenery. This journey, however, will offer more than pictures views. It is on this train that he spots her, the mysterious girl of Deoli. For those who haven't yet savored this literary gem, the night train at Delhi unravels the tale of a fleeting connection between a young boy and a girl who sells baskets. The boy, who possesses a childlike curiosity, is smitten by her as he watches her navigate the railway platform, effortlessly balancing a load of baskets on her head. In the face of profound beauty, he finds himself speechless, and his inner turmoil is a universal experience. The narrator's infatuation with the girl of Devli strikes a chord with the reader because it's a familiar, albeit unspoken experience. It's the innocence of young love, where a mere glance can feel like an eternal connection. Bond's artistry lies in his ability to capture this ineffable allure of the forbidden. The girl of Deoli is forbidden in the sense that she's beyond his reach. He's a mere traveler passing through her world while she belongs to the realm of Deoli. The story is about love as a fleeting, unspoken sentiment akin to the view from a train, which is magnificent but destined to disappear as
Hello, Rizala ma'am. Sorry to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt. Are you moving your slide? You are still in the first slide.
I'm on the first slide.
Yes.
Okay,
Kindly move the
the
slide.
train. Should I continue?
Yeah, you can continue, but your slide. Are you with the first slide only or you're with the other?
I am on the first slide only.
Okay, okay. Take it, carry on.
Okay, okay. The night train at Devli, whispers of love as a quiet, precious secret, a story we can never share, but one we carry with us eternally cherished. Now, the author, Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond is a renowned Indian author and a poet born on May 1934 in Kasoli, British India. His life has been marked by significant events that have shaped his career. Bond's father, Aubrey Alexander Bond, was British, and his mother, Edith Clark, was Anglo Indian. His father's job in the Royal Air Force and his parents' separation led to Bond living with his mother and sister in Dehradun. He was sent to boarding school in Missouri and later attended Bishop Cotton School in Shimla. Bond's writing career spans over 50 years, with his first novel, The Room on the Roof, published in 1956. The book won the John Levin Risk Prize, and Bond has since written over 500 books, including novels, short stories, and essays. His works often reflect his experiences growing up in the Himalayan foothills and explore themes of nature, childhood, and human relationships. Some of Bond's notable works include The Blue Umbrella, Funny Signed Up, and A Flight of Pigeons. His stories have been adapted into films, TV series, and stage plays, including the Bollywood film Junoon and the web series Parchai, Ghost Stories by Ruskin Bond. His writing style is characterized by lyrical prose, which is evocative, capturing the beauty of nature and human emotions. His stories often have a reflective tone with a focus on introspection and self discovery. Ruskin Bond has received numerous awards such as Sahitya Academy Award and the Padma Bhushan, and currently resides in Landour, Missouri, a Himalayan town he often writes about. These are the cover pages of some of his famous books. And now the night train at Devli. So, dear students, you can see this is the scene of a railway station where a train has just arrived, and our story, like the train reaches Delhi at 5 a.m. in the morning, in the early morning when it is still the dawn is coming up and it is dark, and you can see the train, it has its light on, and on railway station on the platform you can see the light is on. Okay, so it is very early in the morning, and the passengers, they are waiting for their own respective trains, and they are lying around, lazing around, right? So the plot of the story is the narrator's love for the poor basket seller whom he meets at Delhi station. He meets her twice, never to see her again, but she remains in his memory forever. And the characters in the story, that is the protagonist, who is the narrator himself, the girl, the station masters. There are two station masters, one old and another a new one, the guard, and the owner of the tea stall on the platform. So the night train at Devli is a real life story inspired by the author's own life. The story is about a station called Devli, a small station 30 miles away from Dehra, where the narrator's grandmother lives. The author used to spend every summer vacation at his grandmother's house, which is located in Dehra. Dehra, short for Dehradun. The narrator of the novel is Ruskin Bond himself, who shares his train experience throughout the story. So every summer, the narrator goes to his grandmother's house for some work or to spend his vacation. And on the way to his grandmother's house, he comes across a railway station called Deoli, which is a very small railway station. This story is set in 1950s in the very small town of Deoli near Dehradun. The Devli station is a remote and isolated place with only one platform and a few basic amenities. The narrator's train stops at Devli for a brief 10 minutes, allowing him to catch a glimpse of the girl, which we'll learn in the upcoming slides. So his grandmother's house is in Dehra, which I said is 30 miles away from Devli station. And the train stops at Devli station for 10 minutes, and neither anyone goes out of the train nor anyone comes inside the train. Whenever the narrator comes to Devli station, he feels very strange because there are dense forests around the station. As soon as summer comes, the narrator goes to his grandmother's house, and as usual, he passes through Deoli station, where he happens to see a poor girl who was selling baskets at the station without wearing anything on her feet in such cold weather. The narrator saw the girl's hair, which was shining, and the girl also had attractive eyes, which the narrator finds very amazing. The girl realizes that the narrator is staring at her, but she ignores it at first. But after a while, she goes to the narrator and asks him if he wants to buy a basket made of fine wood, which the author refuses at first. But due to the persistent effort of the girl, he has to buy that basket. So, this girl with the basket is a central figure in the story, and her character is a bit shrouded in mystery. She is described as a young, pale skinned girl with shiny black hair and dark, troubled eyes. Despite her bare feet and old clothes, she walks with dignity and grace. The narrator is drawn to her enigmatic nature, and her presence haunts him long after their encounter. Further, the narrator reaches his grandmother's house, but he is unable to sleep all through the journey and also in his grandmother's house, as he was still thinking about that particular girl he saw on the daily platform, who is now part of his memories. So, after spending again 2 months at grandmother's house, the narrator comes back to his home, and as usual, he passes through Devli station, where the narrator saw the basket girl again and felt very good. And they kept talking for some time as if they were childhood friends. The narrator's encounter with the girl is brief but intense. They exchange a few words, but it's the silence that speaks volumes. The narrator is smitten, and the girl's presence leaves a lasting impression on him. The narrator's description of the girl and their encounter is vivid and evocative, capturing the complexity of human emotions. The narrator, he took the girl's hand in his hand and requested her to come to Delhi, but she rejected his request and said that one day we will meet again soon. He told her that I'll come back to the station soon. Will you come to meet me again? The girl replies neither in yes or no and bids him goodbye and moves ahead to sell her basket. As the story progresses, we come to know that the narrator's graduation is about to be completed, and he decides to meet his grandmother again. But now, dear children, we all know why the narrator is now particularly interested in going to his grandmother's house, right? So now he is infatuated with the girl, with that particular girl with the basket on the railway station. The narrator leaves for Dehra, and when the train passes through Deoli, he stops at the station to meet that girl, but he does not find her anywhere. He asks about the girl from some locals. He inquires about her. Uh, the characters we know who are at the railway station. There is a tea stall owner, the station masters, a guard, who tells him that the girl has stopped coming to the station. He leaves for Dehra, but is still thinking about the girl with the basket, as he loves her looks and had thought of her so much. When the narrator comes back from his grandmother's house. He once again searches for the girl but finds her nowhere, and finally he decides to move on. The main moral of the night train at Deoli is the transient nature of life and the importance of cherishing fleeting innocent moments over trying to recapture them in an idealized way. So, children, we know that it was a brief encounter between the narrator and the girl who was selling the baskets. We know they are never going to meet again. And so, this story, which shows that the narrator is infatuated with the girl, it highlights the distinction between adolescent infatuation and true love, suggesting that the narrator's feelings were based more on physical appearance and fantasy than on deep connection. Ultimately, the story encourages reader to accept that the life moves on and some beautiful moments are meant to be treasured as memories rather than pursued into a potentially disappointing reality. So now, dear children, you know the story and will see some of the themes which are probed in the story. The first one is fleeting moments and memories. The story emphasizes that life is a journey of transient experiences, and while these moments may be brief, they leave an indelible mark and should be cherished as memories. Then, innocence versus reality. The encounter with a girl at Delhi represents the purity and innocence of childhood. The narrator chooses to preserve the idealized memory of the girl rather than confront the reality that she might have changed or that the connection wasn't as deep as he had imagined. Infatuation versus love, true love. The narrator's intense feelings for the girl were more a form of infatuation based on first impressions and physical attraction rather than love. The story suggests that true love is built on inner beauty and a deeper foundation than fleeting glances, than the journey of life. The train journey, it symbolizes the passage from childhood to adulthood, from innocence to experience. The story illustrates that life's journey involves both gains and losses, and it's essential to take these things in one's own stride rather than keep them separately and accept them. While the narrator chooses to maintain the purity of the memory, as reality monotonous, leaving the reader and the narrator wondering about her in life. Then longing and nostalgia. Nostalgia because our narrator, we know he's a young boy of 18, and through lifelong he'll be carrying the memory of this girl, and the narrator's longing for this girl is palpable, and his memories of their encounter are tinged with nostalgia. Then the power of human connection. The story highlights the power of human connection even in the brief encounter. So we know the human brain, and it absorbs all the memories which are highlighted in one's journey of life. Then the symbolism which the story carries here, like the story uses symbolism to convey the themes and emotions. The train represents the journey of life, and the Devli station represents a moment in time, right? So the girls' baskets, they symbolize her simplicity and innocence. So we know that the story, The Night Train at Devli by Ruskin Bond, explores themes of adolescent infatuation, nostalgia, the transcendence of connections, and unfulfilled desires. The story's summary describes a young narrator's brief, memorable encounter with a basket selling girl at the Devli railway station, a fleeting connection that remains etched in his memory, symbolizing the ephemeral nature of fleeting moments and relationships. Dear students, we know that this story Like it is a timeless reminder that even in the most fleeting moments, love and longing can weave a story that lasts forever. And so, as the train departs from Deoli, we are left with the echoes of a love that was and the beauty of a moment that will never return. This story tells us that life's most poignant stories are often those that remain unspoken, a treasure we